So the way to think about this when building a business, you have a problem and you have a solution through a set of lenses. Why me? Proprietary gift. Two is, can I get to extreme focus? Test a lot of things, find the one thing. Third is build a painkiller, not a vitamin. Fourth is find the one thing that makes it impossible to replicate 10 times better. And the fifth is be intentional about staying in the life of the customer for a very long time. So my business ideas come from just deep personal experiences, not experience, but experiences. You know, like when something happens to you and you live through something or you experience something and you know how to solve it, that's where all the best ideas come from, because you care more and you know more. I call them proprietary gifts. And if your idea or your company is based in one, you have a very, very good shot of actually creating something that is valued by the world. I have a series of lenses I look through that came out of a book I wrote called the Startup Playbook. It's actually summarized in the introduction around how to think, right? So a lot of young entrepreneurs overvalue the effort and the activities as opposed to the time they spend thinking about their business. But a set of lenses, like glasses that you look through, could be through these five things. One is proprietary gift. Why me and why now? Like, what do I know that no one else in the world knows about how to solve a problem? Which leads to the second lens, which is focus. How do I get extreme focus on the one thing that I can do to solve that need? It has to be a painkiller, not a vitamin, that solves an actual chronic, lifelong customer pain, as opposed to one you fix once and never need again, or a vitamin, worse, which is they try it, they like it, but they never buy it, and there's no exchange of real value. The last two lenses are really about execution, and that's a 10x lens, the fourth one, which is how do I invest asymmetrically in the one thing that if I did well for a long period of time would be impossible to replicate. Because the fifth lens is about permanence and building monopolies. So how do I intentionally keep my customers? So the way to think about this when building a business, you have a problem and you have a solution through a set of lenses. Why me? Proprietary gift. Two is, can I get to extreme focus? Test a lot of things, find the one thing. Third is build a painkiller, not a vitamin. Fourth is find the one thing that makes it impossible to replicate 10 times better. And the fifth is be intentional about staying in the life of the customer for a very long time. So that one aspect of the business, whether it be through a business model innovation or data or services, the thing that keeps the customers long, that's what matters. Doing too much. You know, you have limited amount of resources, a limited amount of time. And the more things that you do, usually the weaker the company is. And so getting to the right focus. Elon once told me that wishful thinking is the enemy. So when you're trying to make your idea work, right, it's usually you're trying to find lots of options to make it work. Each one of those options in a way could be almost a completely different business. But if you don't get focus and keep it, you typically lose the company because you want to run out of resources by the time you actually solve the need. And so if you're trying to solve 10 problems in your mind, you typically don't have enough energy to solve it. But also if you can't quickly invalidate solutions to that customer problem, then you'll end up trying to keep too many things alive. So you'll be mediocre in a lot of things. You want to have extreme focus on a proprietary gift that leads to a painkiller, right? You get it, right? You want, these things matter. One would be to revalidate the need that you're trying to solve. So in the spirit of wishful thinking, a lot of the needs in the world have been changed dramatically, right? So making sure that your decisions about what you're trying to solve are actually based in commercial truth is really important. So if you're not sure anymore, you got to go back and start running experiments and go back to your core assumptions. And so you do not want to be crossing your fingers right now, hoping that the marketplace will come back, or the people will finally wake up and understand how amazing you are and your product's amazing. It's not a question of marketing discovery right now. It's really one of, do we absolutely meet a specific need that's valued in the world? Don't fail to waste a crisis, and use this time well to answer that core question of what's the need and what's my proprietary gift and how I'm solving it. Build something from your giftedness. I mean, ultimately, you have to care more. Just because you want to be a CEO, you want to be an entrepreneur, sounds fantastic, but when you're just chasing that reason, it's not a good enough reason. Maybe you're a really good number two. Maybe you should be joining a team at this chapter in your life. And somehow you think like, no, I should be, the CEO, or I should be the founder. But in reality, it's not because you're not the right person. It's not the right time. And the reason why you know it's the right time is because you know with conviction that you've discovered the need and the question of why you. Those conditions have to be true for any success, in my view, in your work. And when those conditions are not, sometimes it's a chapter, it's a season for learning or being part of a team or learning how to lead an aspect of a business as opposed to be the business. So I think people confuse the signals around where success is born from, but I would just say that those are probably central to that.